Hello, it's the Randy Duck and welcome back for another video. This time I have two replays for you in the tier 10 Russian medium tank, the T-62A. Now this tank has recently had a buff. I've only just got round to getting a video out to show you the buff. It's basically increased its top speed, its reverse speed, its engine power and increased the gun depression from 5 to 6. And what this means is if you combined all these things with its already incredible DPM of the tank, it's just transformed the tank into a top tier medium tank, no doubt about it. The damage output in this tank is fantastic and you can now get to the places and that increased faster basically because of movement speed and the power to weight. It really has made a difference. It really shifts this tank now. Combine that with that one extra degree of gun depression, it's made all the difference. This is just subpar now to Object 140. It is just the better tank. They're basically very similar. This tank is just better. It's as simple as that, really. It is fantastic. So the first game here we want to do could pass. One fun please, a few light tanks in the enemy team, but the enemy hasn't really sent anyone this way. So I'm going to take advantage of that because my team appeared to be pushing with me, and I'm going to try and make up the ground, see if we can make some progress and win this side, and then hopefully with a bit of luck we can collapse in on the enemy team and get a bit of damage. So as we approach, we get spotted, we get caught out by this chisel. We trade 1 for 1. Obviously he wins the trade, he does have the better alpha. We only have the 320 alpha on this gun. Obviously we do have a lot better DPM than the chisel, but at the moment he's in quite a nuisance position. He's hold down and it's going to be troublesome to take care of. But my friendly team, my friendly greenies are approaching with us, and that means we should in theory be able to push and just take out this chisel, because it appears a lot of the enemy team has actually gone to the other flank. So we really need to win this side quickly, and not really, you don't want to be hanging about to end up losing the other side. We want to win this side as quickly as we can. As we approach, we found a Vanguard, which is unfortunate, is clearly AFK. We go for the kill, but we don't take it. Probably could have just fully aimed that shot, which is a shame. But now we're going to ignore that Vanguard altogether, because a chisel is my main priority, because that has actually got a gun in the game. So we're trying to get the finish. Unfortunately, we don't roll high enough. We'll leave them on one single hit point. But I think the chisel's a shot up now, so we should be able to get the kill, which we do. Get rid of the chisel, clearing the path for us to get behind the enemy team, because the enemy team, like I said, is fully committed to the other side, and with the decent mobility we should be able to get back and hopefully rack up a bit of damage, because it doesn't look like our friendly team is capping out, which makes a nice change of pace, because sometimes you push the pace down and you just lead your team to the cap and then they just start capping out. And it is what it is. People play their own game, but I'd much rather get involved and shoot tanks than sit in the cap circle. But that is just me. So we're going to try and get behind the enemy team. As you say, they're kind of surrounded now. We've taken away all control of the map, and that really, as I say, it always leads one way, to be honest with you. Once you've got the team surrounded, once they lost the ground, you put them in a very awkward situation, because they're going to get shot from multiple angles, and they're going to find it very difficult, not impossible, but very difficult to claw it back once they've lost all that control of the map. So we're going to try and get a shot into this 60TP. Obviously we've got to be a bit careful. It's a nasty gun, which we want to try and keep the damage in. Now they've missed that shot, that means we're going to get probably at least 3 shots in, I imagine, before he's even reloaded. And yeah, just rack up the damage, so really putting the hurt in. Split second, we've just done about 2,000 damage there. It really doesn't take long at all, like I say, to rack up the damage. We've got the terrapin in front of us. We swapped to the heat shells just because we don't want to be wasting time trying to aim for the weak point there. We just want to get rid of the tank as quick as we can, because we are now putting a one shot to quite a few of the tanks. We are trying to use our turret armour, which is the strongest armour on this tank. You can bounce shots from the turret for sure, but yeah, it's not impenetrable, but you definitely can bounce shots, especially off the tier 8 tanks. And we managed to take out that tank pretty swiftly. Swapping back to the APCR to deal with the Sturm Tiger, because we don't want the heat to get absorbed in the tracks. Trying to track him in place, and in doing so we burn him, set him on fire, picking himself up another kill, putting us on to 5,000 damage. Now turning our attention to this full health, well, practically full health 705A. And yeah, at this point, it's 10v4. This game surely is won at this point, but it's all about getting as much out of the game as we can. And again, we managed to bait that shot, and now we're going to have enough time to get some more shots in. Unfortunately, I have to overextend a little bit too much in order to get a shot into the lower plate, so I'll swap to the heat to try and go through the front plate of the tank, because obviously I'm a one shot to the 705, so I don't really want to be overextending myself. Really, I want to just, hope the enemy team moves forward so I can take him out. But we spotted this M46 pattern in the open to us, so we're going to take out this M46 pattern, clear another gun, and now put us on to just shy of 6,000 damage and 1,500 assistance. 705, we're now behind. It's not going to be able to get a shot in before we take him out. Just got to aim this because we've got the heat shell loaded. Make sure we don't get absorbed by the track, so we aim just above that. Unfortunately, we do get shot by that E6, putting us onto a one shot. At this point, I'm just trying to rush to get a shot of damage in, because ultimately, if I die, I die. It's not the end of the world. We've done our part now. We'd like to think that this one shot E6 isn't going to be able to turn this hide. And unfortunately, we RB our last shot, which was a mistake, because that naturally aims to the centre point of the tank and then it hit the dirt in front of us. We was in a rush, obviously, because we knew it was a one shot to him. But it's not a matter. We don't get the 6 kill, which would have been a top gun, which would have been nice. But we do get 6,100 damage, 5 kills, 1,500 assistance. And it kind of just shows how quickly you can get the damage in the tank. So that is it for replay number 1, but we have one more replay to show you, so I will stop rambling and I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, so here we are for the final replay. We are on Vineyards Assault. We have, I think, 3 enemy light tanks and 1 enemy bum police. Now, from this spawn, I've decided that I'm going to push right underneath the enemy ridge, because from there, I'm going to get the support from my camping tanks and pick up some assistance with any luck if any enemy team try to sort of full send us. And it's a good little position. But on the approach, we are going to, just keep our turret face where the enemy team is going to be located, i.e. this light tank, just so that 1, our strongest point of armour is pointing towards the enemy, and 2, that we're going to have a better chance of getting a shot in as we approach. We are targeted and 6 cents here, so we're hoping we don't eat a shot trying to get into position. Fortunately, we just managed to get low enough quickly enough to get below the gun line. And yeah, now we're just making our way to the ridge, where hopefully we can catch the enemy and pick up a little bit of assistance and try and win this side, basically, because once I've won this side, again, I might be able to push in and collapse on the enemy and just go from there and see what happens. So we spot this pattern as we approach, so it's one target for our fun police there. We're looking to see if we can get a punish shot in, and we actually, that 1 degree extra gun depression there came in handy just for us to get that extra shot in. We had to poke a little bit higher up for 5. Unfortunately, our Tiger Shark goes in a crossfire against 4 tanks, which is never the best idea, and gets taken out. But we've now got this FV215B behind some soft cover, so we're just going to blast through this soft cover, keep him tracked in place, and hopefully just take him out just like that, picking up 1,000 damage of our own, and we think we've got 1,500 assistance there and 2 kills. So decent start to the game. Low loss, no hit points lost. Our IS-7 now full sends in using his hit points, so we're not going to leave him unsupported. We're thankful for him to go in there, because that miss means we can clear this side out nice and easy there. And as you see, we're just swiftly taking out those tanks, push the medium back, and taking control of this area, which we can now light up the sort of tanks camping in their spawn, and potentially pick up more assistance and more damage. So as you see, the enemy are in full retreat, and hopefully we can just use this ridge to get a bit of damage on. So you got this projectile 65. We'll try to get a cheeky one into him there, but we didn't want to lose a shot of that hit points for it. We managed to get one into the lower plate. Try and get one into the object 40 on his escape, which we don't manage to do. But now we're in a good position, apart from the obvious, which is the fun police can hit us and probably will hit us, just like that, taking away over half of our hit points, which is always lovely and fun to play, but that is the game. So we're just going to have to deal with that and try and just keep going basically. So I'm reload at the moment, and while that's happening I'm trying to get as many shots in as possible. This grill gets spotted, so we get one through the grill there. We should be able to get a second before the grill actually escapes, because that's a decent reload, and we do, and we set him on fire. Unfortunately just gets unspotted before we're able to pick up the kill. Now I am concerned about the fun police potentially getting a shot into us, and what I really want to do is get low down into that ridge basically, and then I can try and spot the enemy team up and be in a less easy target for the fun police to actually shoot us. But this 1-2-1's in a frustrating position, trying to get out of the way of his gun, and we actually ricocheted a shot. So it was quite handy that we did turn our front armour there, because we actually managed to bounce the shot, and now we managed to take the lower ground. The 1-2-1 is my priority, because he's got the side angle, which is kind of preventing me from poking, pushing this side, if I'm honest, because it's going to be awkward until that 1-2-1's dead. But I've just spotted on the other side, E100's making the cross. We go for the track shot, try and slow him in base, but he actually repairs the track shot. So we swapped to the heat shells because we're going to, need 100 at distance. We're going to need that extra penetration. But now he's caught in the open. He's kind of surrounded by a few tanks. We're just going to keep firing those shots in, picking up the damage, putting us up to 4,000 damage. Get another one in. We're hopeful we can get the kill. We're just looking for the shot, and it just goes true, and we actually manage to pick up a kill, putting us on to 5,000 damage, 2,000 assistance, and now it's just this 1-2-1 again, which is holding us up. So I probably at this point need to go right more to get round him, because I can't quite get the kill like this at the moment, but I haven't quite realised that at this point. So I'm just seeing if what I can do, what shots I can get. But I've realised it's a death trap by me poking there. It's going to end one way. I'm going to get taken out. So I'm going to have to just reposition and try and do a different approach. Now our team's won the north as well. It's allowing me to push down here, and because of the low profile of this tank, I can actually go undetected to this 1-2-1 and potentially get into a position where I'm going to be able to take him out. But first I've got to deal with this 140 in front of me, which is equivalently the same tank of this, just not so good now. I go for the ram to try and finish him off, but he gets taken out by a 57 heavy, denying us that kill, but we do get a little bit of damage on him. But I am now a one-shot to most of the enemy tanks left, to be honest with you. Probably only the light tank, which is I'm not a one-shot to. So I do have to be careful, but like I say, I want to kill this 1-2-1. He's distracted. This is my opportunity to get the kill. We poke up, we get that in, taking him out, clearing us the route to try and find this tank destroyer, gets us shots and kill the fun police. Quickly get another kill into that tank destroyer, and it's one enemy piggy, one enemy fun police left, who fluffs their shot just like I did there, but it's okay. We've got the reload to get the shot in. It's just whether or not we get the kill before he gets taken out by a friendly teammate. But thankfully that quick reload allows us to get the kill and allows us to pick up the Radleys, confirming the 8th kill of the game, bring this an end to the video. So we get 8 kills, 6,000 damage, 2,000 assistance, 1,000 blocked, and yeah, so ace tanker, a high caliber, Radleys. So a decent game to bring us an end to the video, and as always, thank you so much for your support, thank you so much for watching. Happy tanking.
Enemy in sight! Hadouken!